Hi there, I'm Una Archer. I'm a psychologist specializing in supporting secure attachment in parent-child relationships, and I run a course, Parenting That Heals. So today I want to talk about drug-proofing your child, and I want to start with a little confession. I actually find it quite hard to talk about this topic because I feel there's two parts of me. The first one is the mom of two children who is just dreading the thought that at some point my children very likely will experience drug use in their peer group and what might happen. And that part is thinking, well, if I don't think about it, if I don't talk about it, hopefully it will just not enter our bubble. But as a professional, I know that it just doesn't work like that. I know that the more we understand it, the more we know how it works, the more empowered we are to do something about it and protect our children from addictions. Not just drugs, all sorts of addictions, because we get, as human beings, get addicted to all sorts of things. And yes, substances like drugs, alcohol, and different behaviors like, gaming, sex, shopping, things like that give us a kick and a high. And also the interesting one is emotions. We can get addicted to certain emotions. Like anger, for example, is a common one, because when we experience those emotions, we create our own cocktail of cortisol, oxytocin, things like that, and we can get stuck. So why do we get addicted to like all sorts of things? And the reason is because it helps us to cope. Addiction is a resource that got stuck. And it's kind of, at the beginning, it was the resource, but then it stopped serving, but we're still doing it because we don't have a better resource. And for me, once I really understood that, it really shifted the way I see and the way I feel about addictions. Because, before that, thinking that, that addiction is the evil, like thinking about the drug, it's like if you take the drug, and then you get high and you just get that ultimate pleasure, and then you're hooked forever, and it's the ultimate evil. So kind of that kind of thinking is a very sort of scary place to be. But thinking about the addiction as a resource, addiction as a way of coping, is a very different place to kind of begin exploring them. And so when I really understand that addiction, whatever it is a resource, it's something that helps the person or me to cope with the situation. And understanding that, that resource is not the best resource. And as soon as I or, whoever has a better resource to cope with that situation, they will be able to let go of that addiction. Is, I think, a much more empowering way to think about it. And let me think about some examples. If someone is lonely, they can get addicted to, gaming, for example. And then if sort of alongside to that, they begin to develop their social skills, they deal with their social anxiety, they start going out more, and they spend more time with their peers and people in general, and then that the need to play video games gets less and less and less and less, and eventually might fall away altogether. So I hope that this view on addictions makes sense. So, and now, the juicy bit, if we think about prevention, so if we resource our children to start with, then they're much less likely to get hooked on those addictive substances, behaviors, emotions. And when I talk about resourcing, what I'm really talking about is connection, because we are human beings and we are just wired to bond and connect. And when I talk about connection, I'm really thinking about sort of the three areas that are really important for us. And first one is connection with oneself. Like, how do I feel in my own company? Is it a nice place to be? Do I feel at ease with myself? And then connection with other people, and connection with the wider, with my place in the world, connection with my purpose. And so when we think about preventing addictions for our children, drug-proofing our children, I find that shift really helpful. Shift from dreading, like, oh my god, these delinquent schools, what can I do about it? And don't get me wrong, I think it's really important to know that, and also important for children to know what's what, but I believe it's much more empowering to think about how can I resource my children. And that's why I've put together a free online event that's called Connection Challenge, in which I will delve much deeper into those three areas. And you will find the link to sign up to the Connection Challenge above this video. And it's not happening for a little while yet, but as soon as you sign up to the challenge, and I will let you know nearer the time as and when it's happening, as soon as you sign up to the challenge, in the welcome email you will receive an audio practice that's called At Home in My Body. And it's a very gentle sort of relaxation type guided practice for you to really check in. What's it like for you to be in your body? And I want to just stop for a little bit, because I know, so the fact that we have bodies and we live in our bodies is not very often spoken about. And if you're getting a bit triggered right now, it's okay, it's fine. All those triggers are welcome here. So why did I do that? I believe that a lot of our experience originates from how we feel in our bodies, and taking time to experience yourself in your body in the present moment is a very powerful way to nurture your sense of connection. And when your sense of connection deepens, it's much easier for you to support your child in all of those three areas. So I hope you're curious, I hope you're intrigued, I hope you're willing to give it a go, and I can't wait to embark on the Connection Challenge with you. So once again, you'll find the link to register above this video, and I'll see you on the other side.